Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present WAWR Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy Sunday to everyone. Boy, we really hope you enjoyed the championship round of the playoffs today in the NFL. Well, I tell you what, and you know, Gogue, first of all, guys, this wouldn't be a Sunday without the counsel of our very dear friend, the greatest mind in boxing at this time, in my opinion, the incomparable Coach James Gogue. James, how are you doing tonight, brother?
Oh man, we had one good game today, and that guy, that personal foul really screwed it up. You know, pushed the Mahomes out of bounds, set up that field goal, the winning field goal.
Oh boy, yeah, I tell you what, he would be canned if I were the general manager of the Bengals. But, and you know, I always say, like, you know, when you look at this tournament, right, the NFL has every single year, I was like, you know, I always say this product is so much better than what we have grown accustomed to see over the past several years in boxing. But in my opinion, that wasn't the case on Saturday.
Joe,
Saturday,
you know what?
Saturday was an amazing day of boxing, sir.
You know why the NFL product is it's what do you call it? Top notch.
Why is that, sir?
It ain't on pay-per-view, okay?
No, I'm strictly now that obviously is a big one, but I'm strictly referring to the action that we saw, guys. Saturday we saw some action, a brilliant fight. Care of Queensbury in Top Rank, Artur Beterbiev defends his IBF. Hold on, my apologies. He defends his IBF, WBC, and WBO 175-pound titles. Boy, at the very game, Anthony Yarde. And this was a great fight, guys. And this took place at the Wembley Arena in London, England. And boy, it was a TKO in 8. And it was all that we could have hoped for. Honestly, it surpassed all of my expectations of this fight. And credit to both men. Boy, they let it hang in the ring. Coach Gogue, what were your thoughts when you saw everything unfold by both gentlemen?
Yarde gave a better account of himself than I thought he would. I thought it was a competitive fight, okay? It was real competitive. But I thought Beterbiev was that much better than Yarde. And I thought the separation would be early in the fight, you know, like second round on. But, you know, before he got stopped in the 8th, I thought it was pretty damn competitive, man. You know, both guys were hitting each other with solid shots and everything. But it was, you know, the conditioning, the sturdiness, the resilience, the better mental, intestinal fortitude and mental toughness of Beterbiev that won the fight, okay? You know, Beterbiev, he's a solid fundamental fighter. Everything's behind his jab. Everybody don't give him credit for his boxing skills. His footwork moves real good around the ring. He just doesn't always come forward. You know what I mean? He'll make adjustments and box you and move in circles and everything. Or when he's by the ropes, okay, Joe, he don't get caught up on the ropes. He finds a way. He'll find an escape route and pivot out of there. But everything's behind that punishing, heavy-handed jab. That sets up that big right hand of his and everything. He's got good set of eyes too. Okay, Joe. He sees some openings and he strikes. And not only that, Joe, he could throw every punch in the book, man. He could fight, especially when he gets at close range. He could rip body shots, both sides, the uppercuts, the hooks. He mixes his combinations up very creatively. Yeah, and that the first punch that hurt Yarde was at it wasn't even a long range. It was a like short to medium right hand that hit Yarde with. He saw that opening. He saw that left hand a little low, and he just turned it over, caught him right on the money, and that pretty much started the end of the fight. But that guy, I better be if he's got good skills. Okay, hey man, he's had a damn big amateur pedigree.
Yep.
Okay? Especially at the international level. Okay, he's taught all those fundamentals, what you saw last night, the footwork, working off that jab, being patient and methodical in breaking down his opponent and everything, okay? Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, Joe? When you get hit like that, all you got to do is, you don't have to be fancy and all that shit with the shoulder roll and all that crap. All you got to do is be in tip-top shape and be basic, fundamentally sound, okay? Because when you're physically strong and can punch and resilient and tough like Beterbiev, you ain't got to do all that fancy shit, man. Nah, just basics. The basics will get the job done.
Yeah, and it sure did get the job done. And I was very, very impressed and with both gentlemen. And this is one case, Gogue. And this is, I hope fans can take this away from this fight. This is an example of both fighters raising their market value with this gallant performance. Win or lose, I still want to see Anthony Yarde fight again. And I definitely want to see Artur Beterbiev fight again, hopefully against Dmitry Bivol. Right?
Yeah.
What could have Anthony Yarde done differently, if anything, sir?
Pretty much fought the best fight of his career. He improved a lot from that Kovalev performance and everything, Joe.
Indeed.
And no matter what he would have done, eventually, the separation would have, the separation in skills, class, punching power, okay, mental toughness, resilience would have shown in the fight and everything. But yeah, Yarde probably only thing that he stunned Beterbiev a couple of times and got his attention, got him backing up. Maybe box a little bit more, Joe. Be more, be more strategic and box in circles. Don't stand in front of him, where he got hit with that right hand, and a little bit more movement, which he did. He pretty much did the whole fight. Joe, ain't nothing he could have done better, man. I mean,
yeah, except maybe bring a bat or a shotgun to the ring.
Exactly.
Or hope that, in your words, Artur Beterbiev was suffering from a Friday night hangover.
Yeah. I mean, Joe, he fought the best fight of his career.
Yep.
Will he get better from this? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I tell you what, Anthony Yarde really raised his stock and really got up for the biggest fight of his career, competing for 3 of the 4 175-pound titles. And Artur Beterbiev, and keep in mind, he was on foreign territory, and boy, the judges reflected that. Coach Gogue, 5 rounds to 2 from Judge Junbei Lim. For Anthony Yarde, 5 rounds to 2 after 7?
Where is that judge from, Joe? Is it a he or she?
Junbei Lim. That is, I'm getting that information. Just one second.
Korea?
No, yes, he's a South Korean judge. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And so 2 of the 3 judges at the time of the stoppage actually had Yarde winning. Robin Taylor also had Yarde winning 4 rounds to 3, 67-66. And Jerome Lades had Beterbiev winning 4 rounds to 3, 67-66. Go ahead, sir.
It was competitive.
It was competitive throughout. Myself, there was a round I could have seen that went either way, but I definitively gave Yarde 2 rounds. I could have seen it 4-3 Beterbiev or 5-2, but 5-2 Yarde.
Yeah.
Wow. That's shocking to me. But nonetheless, Artur Beterbiev does his business. And after the fight, and once again, it was kind of a strange stoppage. In my opinion, Coach, I thought the ref was being kind, or, depending on how you look at it, sadistic in allowing the fight to continue. Because you look at Yarde, he went into the corner, he's looking over to his guys, and he wasn't even paying attention to the ref at that point.
Yeah.
Upon that, when the ref decided to let it continue, yeah, his chief second, his trainer, got up on the ring apron and said, no, that's enough. I love my guy. I don't want to see him get hurt. After the fight, media asked Artur Beterbiev what he felt about the stoppage. He said this: it was a good decision. His coach, has to understand when his fighter needs to stop. He knows him better, and he stopped it. Look, I don't want to kill someone. I just want to win. I think it was at the right moment. End quote. Coach, That's a scary thing. This gentleman says, look, I don't want to kill someone, but man, he punches that hard, guys.
Oh.
And it's crisp. And at age 38, here's the scary thing. He's still throwing crisp, compact shots from very close quarters, and they do a lot of damage. That's a scary fighter. Coach, now you've seen it all. You've been in this business for 5 decades, okay? How good is Artur Beterbiev historically?
Compared to, he could compete in any era. His skills, his intelligence, how he methodically breaks you down, his heavy-handed jab, his patience, okay, big, deep amateur pedigree, and his punching power. He could compete with any of the light heavyweights. You know what I mean? Michael Spinks, Bob Foster, you know, all the great ones they had back then.
As a Charles,
Dwight Braxton, all the great ones they had back in the early 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with
Tarver
you, Coach.
Jones, you know, Tarver Jones. Yeah, you know, yeah, he's good. He's good. He's solid.
Yep. And guys, so if you see anyone's pound for pound list without Artur Beterbiev on it, well, makes you think, well, you need to consider the source then. I will say this, and want to give a shout out to all of our friends in the chat, our extended WAWR Week Radio family. Welcome, Peter. How are you doing this evening, sir? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for always supporting the coach. He says, Yarn got credit for spitting his mouthpiece out. I counted twice. He got some breathing room, didn't he? Yeah, and even though he was warned, he got credit for twice. Doing that twice. Also, want to give a shout out to our brother Hyvie. How you doing, my friend? Says Coach James. Yard was able to land check left hooks regularly throughout the fight. Why do European fighters typically struggle with that shot? Very good question.
They stand up. They stand up. Okay, they don't move their head, and they don't see it coming. Okay, when they're coming forward, boom. You know, basically, they don't see it. When you don't see a punch, you usually get hit with those punches you don't see coming. If you can see those punches coming, you know, you usually step back out of range or drop down under it or block it. You know what I mean? But I mean, they come in a straight line, man. You know what I mean? They're not moving their head, especially if they ain't using their jab. Just lean back and hook them, catch them coming in.
Yeah, especially and Yard did this very well. He did a very good job of establishing the straight right hand. It's always a lot easier to land that check hoof when they're looking for the right hand, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So I want to give a big shout out to our brother John McSmith. Thank you for always supporting the coach there. He says, salute Joe and the best coach in boxing today. Coach James Gogue. I will second that, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach, sir. Also want to give a big shout out to my brother, The Real Merc TV. Salute to you, man. Thank you for being here for the coach. We appreciate it, brother. And Peter points this out. Yard 2 had a lot of jabs on the beak from Beterbiev. Yeah. AB was pitching a shutout. Honestly, I thought it was very competitive throughout, but yeah, I saw 2 rounds that I could give, and I was being nice.
Yeah.
2 rounds that I could give to Beterbiev. And no, he's referring to Artur Beterbiev, not another AB in boxing, right? We're not going to talk about him on this show. But guys, want to thank you for joining us. And look, here it is, Coach. And obviously this is going to be the big segment of tonight. Now, you've actually stated and have shown trepidation in believing that a unification bout could possibly happen, right?
Yeah.
2 separate promoters, 2 separate networks. We're talking about Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol for undisputed 175 pounds. But this is what Carl Moretti stated at the post-fight press conference of Top Rank. He said, well, we're going to try and make the Bivol fight as hard as we can. We'll worry about what's after that. Okay, but our priority will be to make undisputed with Dmitry Bivol this summer. The only reluctance I can see if he's promised Canelo and wants to fight him at 68. But Bivol is a real fighter. He's managed in his manager. He says we beat Canelo already. We want to unify the light heavyweight titles. He stated that before. We're going to hold him to that, and we're going to try and make this as soon as possible, hopefully this summer, end quote. Coach, are you optimistic after hearing that, sir?
Hell no. Not in this era. Not in this era, man. It's so divided, okay, that it's hard to make fights, especially when one TV network don't want to give their fighter up to go fight on another TV network, okay? Man, it's bullshit. And they better not make this fucking fight pay-per-view too, okay? Fucking two guys that can't sell tickets. Good fighters, ain't no question about their ability, but they can't sell tickets, and you know what I mean. Then they're gonna try to charge you for this shit. Fuck you.
Look. Bob Arum and Top Rank, as well as ESPN, they're trying to keep everything as much as possible off pay-per-view. Unfortunately, we're going to be seeing, from what I've been told, Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko on pay-per-view. Yeah.
Fucking joke.
Unfortunately, but I have a very, very strong feeling if we can get this fight, it's going to be on regular ESPN, the flagship mainstream, and this is one that you can't miss. This is, for my money, Coach, this is, aside from Usyk Fury, the best fight that you can make in boxing. Yeah. In my opinion, I would rather see this than Spence Crawford at this time.
Yeah, or that Inoue Fulton too. And that's 3 good fights right there.
Oh, it's a great fight, and that one's going to be on ESPN Plus as well. Yeah. So, and my brother Hyphy says, Coach James, can you explain how Arthur is so successful at stopping his opponent's clinch attempts? That's a very good question, Hyphy. Thank you, brother.
Keeps his elbows in tucked. When the opponents go out to reach him, I mean, when the man, look at this, Hyphy. I said this a lot of times on the show. It happens in sparring. It's a bad habit that starts in the gym in sparring. When 2 guys are sparring, okay, as soon as the fight gets inside, they reach out. It's just natural reaction to reach out, to grab the guy. And once you stick your hands out there, okay, the other opponent can tie you up. I see it all the time, man. Okay, they go out there sparring, all of a sudden they get inside and their elbows leave their bodies. And once that happens, the opponent can just tie them up easily. But if you keep your hands in nice and tight when you're closing that distance, keep your elbows in tight. Okay, so when the opponent comes out to reach and grab you, keep the discipline to keep the elbows in tucked. Just because he comes to reach out and grab you, don't reciprocate, because it's a natural reaction. Oh, he's grabbing you, I'm going to grab him back. Like 2 guys want to hug each other. Okay, it's just when he starts to grab you, reach out to grab you, just keep the elbows tucked in, so you don't give him nothing to grab. Okay. If he ain't, then Beterbiev, if he's fucking strong, he could push you off. Okay, he could push you off him if he has to. Okay, so you can grab and hold. Now watch the Fernando Vargas when he fought De La Hoya. In the early rounds, De La Hoya was trying to tie up Vargas when they got close. Okay, because he knew Vargas was on that shit and he was strong. Anyway, every time Vargas got that distance, closed the distance which he wanted to, and got in that pocket in the telephone booth with De La Hoya would try to reach out and grab. But Vargas kept his discipline and didn't reach out to him, reciprocate, so De La Hoya could tie him up. He kept them elbows in nice and tight, didn't give De La Hoya nothing to grab, and that changed the tide of the fight. It made De La Hoya, you're gonna have to fight me, man. I'm not gonna let you tie me up, and that's what Beterbiev does, man. You get close to him. He's fundamentally sound. Elbows tucked in, comes right in range. He don't give you nothing to tie up. He don't stick his hands out there where you can, wrap him up, lock him up. Okay, he just keeps it nice and tight. And if you do try to, reach out to him, he'll keep it nice and tight. He'll push you off push you off him. Okay, all right, and that's why you rarely see Beterbiev getting tied up, because he don't let the opponents tie him up.
Yeah, he continues working. Absolutely. Keeps those elbows nice and tight and keeps working.
Right here.
Tell you what, absolutely brilliant stuff. And, yeah, so Coach Gogue, we've all seen your breakdown of Bivol Canelo, and you were absolutely right in favoring Bivol last year when you did that breakdown.
Yeah.
Now, who do you favor in this fight? Bivol versus Beterbiev for all the marbles at 175. And what does Bivol have to do to, well, avoid those hard shots from Artur Beterbiev? Easier said than done, obviously.
I said this the last time, I think when Bivol fought.
Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
I said Bivol would beat Beterbiev, and a lot of people wasn't really talking about it. Yeah, but I was the first one to say it. I said Bivol will beat. Bivol will beat Beterbiev. I said that back then. Now everybody thinks he could beat him. The reason why is his ability, his footwork, his ability to move in and out of range, move in circles, stay off the ropes, don't make himself a stationary target. He does that beautifully, Bivol. He's got that, just like Beterbiev, he's trained in the amateurs. Okay, he's got that sixth sense right here to know where he is, know when he's getting by those ropes. As soon as he feels he's about to touch it, he'll pivot out of there. And Bivol does it beautifully, like he did against Joe Smith. Every time Joe Smith tried to get him backed up to the ropes to make him a stationary target, Bivol, felt that he was closing. He was getting close to the ropes, so he just stepped around him or pivoted around him. And he does that beautifully, man. And his footwork, in and out, and the jabs. He'll just touch you with a lot of jabs. And the combinations he throws, it's the movement, in and out movement that's going to give a puncher like Beterbiev a problem. Beterbiev got good footwork too and everything, but Bivol got better footwork, I think. And, rangier, the fast, sharp combinations. I just think the movement, pop, 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 boom, 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 out of range, circle around them, boom, 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 boom. Bivol's going to have to be the predator. He's going to have to do the chasing. Okay. To me, Joe, whoever establishes that jab is going to dictate the fight, how it's going to be played out. And I think Bivol's got a good jab, though. But Bivol could take his jab away by countering it effectively, consistently, okay? And not getting hit by Beterbiev's jab consistently. And another thing is, Bivol's going to have to handle those tough moments in the fight if he gets hurt. Okay, you can't avoid this motherfucker for the 12 rounds. All right, he's going to get that distance right, and you know what I mean. And he's sneaky with his punches. When he gets in that medium range, he'll just turn that right hand over, or he throws every punch in the book. Joe, he'll throw him straight. He'll loop around. He'll go up the middle with it. He'll hit the body, then come back to the head.
Yep.
Yeah, man, this is
very impressive.
Yeah, motherfucker. But I think and Bivol's physically strong too. Okay.
Yep.
All right. He's physically strong. I think he's physically strong. He can handle that shit Bivol's going to bringing him to him. But it's the movement. I think that's going to be the movement that's going to give him problems. Okay. Yeah, a guy that can move gracefully, athletically, like Bivol, to control, to establish ring generalship, and working that jab, it's gonna be hard to beat. With the combinations, yeah, Bivol's boy, it's gonna be a tough fight, yeah. But I picked Bivol, yeah. I said that 6 months ago. Nobody, now everybody and their mom is saying it. You know what I mean, motherfucker? I said it 6 months ago, bitch. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Well, I will say this, and you know what, Coach? You'll never hear me disagreeing with you on this show, but I just think it's fascinating. Before Beterbiev, before he fought this past Saturday, I just wanted to go back in time and look at the Gvozdyk fight. That was his brilliant performance, and that's what initially made him a unified champion at 175. The thing that was most eye-catching in that fight is how well Gvozdyk fought in the first half of that. He fought a flawless fight and a great performance, and that still wasn't good enough, Coach. Yeah, do you think Bivol can do that? He
doesn't have Bivol's footwork, okay? Consistent footwork. Bivol could do that for 12 rounds, move, box, circulate, and everything, okay? That jab Bivol has, it could be an attention getter, punishing jab, and he touches you with a lot, with it to keep you at range, so he can set up that right hand or the left hook and everything. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? He's, what's his name? And another thing, Bivol could get your attention, to get your respect. He could punch. Bostic didn't have that physical strength or punching power to get Beterbiev attention.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, tremendous performance, and he improves. Yeah, but he improves his record, Coach, to 19-0 with 19 knockouts. That's scary.
Yeah. When did he turn pro, Joe? He turned pro when he was 28 or something like that?
Yeah, it was late in his game in the game. He turned pro, I think his first and they moved him along very, very quickly. His first fight was let me look at that. I'm looking at the card. Just one moment.
I think it was 28.
His first fight was in 2015, first professional fight, right? Jeez. Yeah, 2015, sir. So that was just 7 years ago. No, I'm sorry. That's Anthony Yards. My apologies, sir. Hold on real quick. Let me look up Artur Beterbiev. Just one moment.
It was 2012 or something like that.
You may be right. I think you're right, sir. I was looking at Yards. My apologies. His first professional fight was in 2013. Very close. Yep.
Okay, so 10 years. Yeah, 28 years old. Yeah, he turned pro. Right.
Yeah, and it's amazing. In his sixth pro bout, and I remember when this happened in 2014, in his sixth pro bout, he annihilated former IBF champion Tavares Cloud in just 2 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Joe, guy's an animal.
Motherfucker had like 200-300 amateur fights, and a lot of them at the international level. Don't forget that guy fought Usyk in the amateur. He dropped him too with a body shot. I was watching on the videos. Yeah. So
now I tell you what, and look, here's the thing that most scary about Beterbiev, in my opinion. He's vulnerable. Again, he's been floored a couple times in his professional career, but he gets up off the canvas and seems to get better as the fight goes along. When asked by the press afterwards about his 8th-round stoppage, he goes, I felt like I was just getting going. That's a scary man, Coach.
Yeah, he's well-conditioned, okay?
Yep.
This guy is a guy that's totally dedicated to his craft, okay? I bet you he don't put poison in his body like alcohol or junk food. You know, treats his body like a temple, like Bernard Hopkins. You know what I mean? He's fully devoted to his craft, okay? He doesn't get caught up in all the bullshit of success. He doesn't let all the distractions out there make him lose his focus on what he has to do to become better and better every fight. Yeah, I could tell that motherfucker. He's single focused, man. He don't let all that other bullshit out there distract him on his goal. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a machine. You know what I mean? He's a soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, both men are undefeated at this time. Both men are title holders. Both men are pound for pound commodities in this version of the sport. Yeah. And so, guys, let's make it happen. This is a great fight. But nonetheless, guys, congratulations to both Artur Beterbiev as well as Anthony Yarde. Both gentlemen raised their respective market value, regardless of who won and regardless who lost. Great event. Thank you, Frank Warren. Thank you, Top Rank. I will say this, though. Upset. Prospect from Frank Warren, Karol Itama. He was 9-0 going into this fight with 7 knockouts. And you were talking about this, Coach. A fight veteran with almost 40 bouts and 10 losses from Argentina, Ezequiel Maderna, knocks out one of Frank Warren's red-hot prospects at 175 pounds. In the 5th round. We were just talking about this, Coach, on Saturday. What happens when sometimes you cannot judge a book by its cover? In this case, a fighter, a grizzly hard veteran, by their record.
Oh, no. Don't be confused by their records, man. Their win and loss records. What I do is I look, who they fought and how they did and how, if they went the rounds with them. and what do you call it? Where they're from, usually what region they're from. Because certain regions, man, they got some tough fighters. They might have not good records, but them guys been in tough. They're seasoned, they're veterans, but they lose and everything. And this guy, I don't even know who the fuck that. What's his name?
The prospect who lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Carol Atama. He was 9-0 with 7 knockouts at 175 pounds.
Yeah, but I bet you, Frank Warren, the way he seasoned this fighter with a bunch of nobodies. Then when you're fighting a guy from Argentina, they're usually hungry, they're usually tough, they're usually physical, they're usually resilient. Okay,
with 40 pro bouts. Yeah,
and he's got 40, and he's got a lot of experience. So don't, and you might see it, fight a guy with a 20-12 record. He's got no. Some of them dudes. You look at their records. Oh, I look at the record. The guy never been stopped. It's going to be a tough fight. But the guy's from Mexico City. I know it's going to be a tough fight. You know what I mean? So, anyway, from experience, man, I could tell, the level of opposition, even though they got losing records, if it's a good fight for your guy. Because you gotta understand where your guy's at too, man. If that Frank Warren, the way he hand feeds bums all his fighters, he don't season and toughen them up a lot. So when you fight a guy like that guy from Argentina, you're usually gonna fold. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I will say this though, it's
I didn't see the fight. I'm just going what I'm telling you from experience.
Absolutely, we were talking about it on Saturday, and look, it's about time though. These British promoters, before they invite a visiting fighter from South America, take a long, hard look at them first, because they seem to be doing very, very well against your best prospects.
I had a guy, one of my good guys, one of my better fighters right now. We fought a tough Mexican guy from Reynosa. His record was 9-7 or something like that. And, my partner, you call me about, I don't like the guy. The guy ain't good enough. I said, hey, the guy, he doesn't really understand. He's learning the business right now. And I said, look, this guy's tough. I seen who he fought. I know the guys he fought. I know the region he's from. Them guys are tough over there. Okay, forget his record. Okay, quit looking at that. This guy's gonna be. I expect this guy to be a tough guy. And guess he went. He went the distance with my guy who was knocking out a lot of guys. And that's the kind of fight I wanted for my guy. I wanted to fight for my guy at that stage of his career. He's 13-0. I wanted a fight like that, where a guy's going to stay in your chest round after round and be physical, resilient, have that never die attitude. Okay, that's going to push him to go these rounds, and it's going to tell me a lot about my fighter and how it's going to tell me a lot about his character, how if he could keep his calm, his composure and poise, if he could demonstrate all the skills I've been teaching him and all that. See that, that's, you could teach the fighter all types of skills, hitting the guy at angles, shoulder rolling, countering, setting up combinations with your jab, breaking a guy down with body shots. But if the fight gets tough, if he doesn't, keep that poker face and keep that composure and poise, all them skills don't mean shit. Because if you don't keep your composure and poise, that means there's a mental breakdown in your head. You start panicking. But that's what I want to see. And the only way you're going to know is in a real fight. Well, I knew it in the gym, though. I put him in with some good sparring in the gym, and I see the way he was, behaving, keeping the school. I was looking at his face, and he'd give me that look like ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured I always say, what you do in the gym, you're going to do it in the fight. Now, if he was in the gym and we were facing these tough physical pressure fighters, and you could see him panic and wasn't comfortable in handling that pressure, pretty much, man, it would happen in a fight. But in the gym, I put him against some good sparring, good tough Mexican guys that, like the opponent he fought that was in his chest and this and that.
Yeah.
Not only was he executing all the skills and all the strategy I was telling him, but I was looking at his face and how he was keeping his composure and poise with that hard pressure in your face, and how relaxed he was, and if you between rounds he was like, oh yeah, Between rounds was like, no big deal. Yeah. So I had a good feeling he was going to do the same thing in the fight. And he did. But I got to see it in a real fight. And what do you call it? What's that guy's name? Carol?
Carol
That
Itama.
Shit, he probably didn't face that shit in sparring or training.
Nope.
I didn't see the fight, dude. With the Argentines are usually rough and tough and physical.
Yep.
Is that who the guy was?
Knocked his ass out in the 5th round with an overhand right. Never saw it coming. Never got up.
Yep. Well, guess what? That Carroll guy probably had it easy in the gym, comfortable. Sparring all of them Brit fighters and all that.
From mid to long range.
I don't know anything about him. I don't know about him, but he probably didn't have that type of physical pressure fighter looping them. That loops some overhand rights over the top. Coming at him, in the gym, to prepare him for a style like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he got it. He got his what do you call it? Indoctrination.
Trial by fire, brother. And our brother Peter says Bivol will get knocked out. Beterbiev's too smart. Want to welcome our brother from Eastern Europe. Says nope. Artur KO. Want to welcome also our brother Dmitry Bivol. Thank you for always supporting the coach every Sunday. He says good evening all. Great weekend of boxing. Saw a local show in LA Friday, Gallimore versus Boachuk. Yep. That was who's the West Coast promoter?
Tom.
Very good very good at was that a K2 promotion? Was that? I thought it was well, anyway, man, it's
Boachuk is with Tom Loeffler, so
yeah. Anyway, excellent card, excellent main event. Also saw Beterbiev Saturday afternoon and went to go see Kid Austin and Coach Ronnie in Inglewood that evening. That's what you call a real fan. Great job, brother.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all of that in just a second. Also, our brother Hyphy says, Argentine fighters always bring the pain when they fight overseas.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
They're hungry.
That's a pain they're a pain in the side of most British promoters.
They're tough. They're physical. Yeah.
Yep. Also want to welcome my brother Sid UK. Thank you for always supporting the coach, brother. Thank you for being here, sir. Says Beterbiev did a great job, and even today on my 36th, happy birthday, man. I smile at my brother's win. If he were Mexican, he would be a superstar because they support their own and his style. Mexicans love for sure. Very good observation, sir. It's good. It's good that you know the business, my friend. Antonio says, Peter Von Arx, no way. Bivol isn't getting knocked out. Sorry, he's too good.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, there's only one way to find out. Hopefully we get to see it this summer, guys. Last comment. A comment from Sid. Joe Smith rocked Bivol, and Beterbiev's relentless pressure would force exchanges. I think Beterbiev can handle Bivol's power well. Can you ask the great coach Gogue how he feels it would go using his IQ? He went over this before you joined the show, but Gogue, very brief synopsis. How do you feel it goes over 12 rounds, or does it even go that far, sir?
Oh, I think it goes 12. The key is the footwork of Bivol, not being a stationary target in front of him. Moving in and out of range, moving in circles, moving in angles, staying out of the corners, staying off the ropes, okay? When he gets by the ropes, find escape routes, pivot out there, circling around, and bring it back to the center of the ring, okay? If he does that, the probabilities of him winning go higher and higher. Plus, using that, he's got a good jab too, Bivol. Good shotgun jab. He touches you a lot to keep your range, to set up them combinations. But it's his footwork, in and out. He's got superb footwork, Bivol, to establish ring generalship in that ring, to control the pace of the fight. Yeah, so Beterbiev got damn good footwork too. But to me, who lands the jabs consistently in the early rounds, that's going to tell me who's going to be in control. Oh,
that's a great fight. Let's hope we see it, guys. So let me ask you this, Coach. You've been talking about Bivol, his keys to victory if he fights Artur Beterbiev. What does Beterbiev have to do to be successful against a guy who has, a seemingly limitless gas tank? He doesn't slow up. He looks like he could fight for 30 rounds. What does Beterbiev have to do to slow down that movement and to be able to catch up with him?
Oh, just like he did yesterday. Close that distance. Well, establish his jab. Okay. Establish his jab. Okay. Bivol moves in and out. So you're gonna have to close that distance. Get your distance right when you can get your where you can establish your jab on Bivol. Okay. Like I said, if you can establish his jab on Bivol consistently, that's gonna, what do you call it? Take Bivol out of rhythm. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna take, and it's gonna make him feel comfortable, where he can't get into rhythm because he's getting hit with that power jab and everything. But once he gets that jab, you know what I mean? He's gotta try to make him a stationary target as much as possible. But it's hard to do because Bivol's got such great footwork, in and out, circles, step back counters and all that stuff. Yeah, Beterbiev better watch out for that. Bivol, he's coming in, pop, pop, he'll step back, then land a 2, 3, 4 punch combination. Then he's back on that jab. The movement, he's got to get that distance close, cut the apply intelligent pressure. Using his footwork, shuffling in, keeping the hands up, work behind a jab. Don't come walking straight in on Bivol. You're gonna get hit with shit. Okay, when you apply that intelligent pressure, you put the jab in your opponent's face. It prevents him from trying to time you coming in and try to land the right hand or left hooks or whatever, the uppercuts. Okay, that's what a good jab does when you're closing the distance. It shuts down your opponent's offense. It neutralizes it. Once he gets in close, man, he's got to hit. He's got to hurt this guy. Every time he hits him with a good shot, he's got to get his attention and hurt him. Okay? And see, that's what Bivol excels at. He hits so fucking hard that when he hurts, the momentum shifts to the fight, and that's what he's got to do with Bivol. But Bivol's a tough dude, man. I've never seen him get hurt in a fight. All right.
I tell you what, let's hope it happens, guys, because at this point,
intriguing.
At this juncture in both fighters' career, right, in both fighters' respective careers, I can't imagine either one losing. That's a great fight, guys.
Joe, they both got something in common. They both can't sell tickets.
Well, I tell you what, that's a bonus. That means that it's an easier fight to make. No egos. They can't sell tickets anywhere. Let's not confine it to the U.S. You think about every market. They're not ticket sellers, guys.
Maybe them Arabs, the crown prince of Qatar or Saudi Arabia or Dubai will buy it. Hey, man,
well, look, I don't care where it is. It could be in Antarctica as long as it happens. I don't care. Hey, Joe,
just not in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, no. Our Adrian Bronner already has that occupied, brother. Yeah. Good Lord. Want to thank Refugio Garcia to welcome him back to the show, sir. Thank you for always supporting the coach. On Sunday, he says Virgil on his way to stardom. 19 fights, 19 wins by knockout. Virgil Ortiz.
Which Virgil is that?
Virgil Ortiz Jr.
When the fuck is the last time he fought?
That's a very good question, brother. Very good question. Yeah. Our brother, welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Motherfucking fighters don't fight enough.
Yeah.
I forget it. Fans, you fight, then you don't fight for another year. They forget about you. How the hell are you going to build your fan base?
Well,
how are you going to create some momentum.
Look, on the schedule to fight Amanta Stanionis for Stanionis' WBA regular title on April 29th, whatever the hell that means. But it's a great fight nonetheless.
Is that both on the zone undefeated. Or is that on the zone?
That's going to be on the zone, sir. Yes, it's also going to be in North Texas. Should be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But, guys, don't be shocked. I will say this, though. Don't be shocked if Virgil can no longer make 147 and does not make weight. You heard it here first.
And that's, what's that guy's name, Joe? Stanione? I can't fucking.
Amanta Stanionis.
His jab.
Oh, he's got a great jab as well.
Oh, excellent. Consistent, steady, round 1 through round 12. Okay. And it consistently lands in your face. And to me, Joe, a fighter, when you're in a big fight, the guy that's going to consistently land his jab round after round after round, to me, is the fighter that's going to have control of the fight and usually is going to get the nod in the victory.
Indeed. I tell you what, this can't happen soon enough. April 29th, both fighters have very intelligent jabs. Both fighters have a high ring IQ. Both fighters have knockout power. I love this matchup. In my opinion, says Fight of the Year candidate written all over it. Want to welcome our brother Khalid to the show. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for always supporting the coach. He says, Bivol has a remarkable gas tank and paces himself extremely well. I got Bivol with confidence. Yes, and so does Coach Gogue. Although, Gogue, you do admit that you state this is a 50-50 fight with the edge going to Bivol, right?
I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's more like 55-40. Is it 55-45 or something like that?
Well, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Peter Von Arx, he states, Stanionis is just getting over appendicitis. That's right. It was originally scheduled for March, this fight.
I would go for that body if I was Ortiz.
And
Ortiz is a very good body puncher. With that,
he's a great body puncher.
I don't know where's the appendix located. If it's by the
lower right quadrant is what they call it.
That's where the left hook is, baby. Mm-hmm. You're gonna tell me, man, you get an appendicitis, they open your ass up. You know what I mean? You're gonna be all I'd go for that. I'd go for wherever got that operation, I'd keep on hitting it. Yep.
The lower right quadrant. That's it, brother.
by the liver.
Yep. Well, just like our brother Dmitry Bivol stated, there was another event going on Saturday night, and that was in the main event. Oh boy. Alexis Rocha fighting last-minute opponent, George Ashe from Ghana. A tough piece of meat, tough guy, very well-conditioned, but Alexis Rocha takes care of business and gets an early knockout of the year candidate in round number 7. Hard right hand that just sent him into next week. Great performance, hard, gritty performance by both fighters, but it was Alexis Rocha who just did the better work, in my opinion. Scored a virtual shutout in which Ashe was down in round 3 and round 7. Now, obviously, that second knockdown, that was all she wrote. Could have counted to 30. He wouldn't have gotten up. But Alexis Rocha, now, once again, this was his night. He was the headliner. But Goldie kind of took his shine away, saying, you know what? We're negotiating right now. We're trying to get Terrence Crawford, and we're trying to get him in the ring with Alexis Rocha. This is going to be a great fight, but we'll be able to tell you in a couple of weeks if we're going to be working with Terrence Crawford, right? Coach Gogue, do you think Terrence Crawford is going to be working with Golden Boy Promotions after walking away from Top Rank, saying no to PBC, making a ton of money with BLK Prime? Do you think he's going to actually find the dollar signs he's looking for with DAZN and Golden Boy Promotions in fights with Alexis Rocha and Virgil Ortiz Jr.?
That's a good question. We'll see if DAZN's willing to, Duffy up that money to give Crawford, okay, to satisfy his demands. If they do,
let me ask you something. Are those fights worth the kind of coin that he's going to be looking for?
Fuck no.
No. So, guys,
there's only one fight Crawford should fight, and that's Spence. Right? He don't need to fight that motherfucker Rocha.
No.
Or Ortiz. He needs to fight you know what I mean? We've been waiting for this fight 4 or 5 years. Motherfuckers are down there 35 years old. The fuck out of here, man. We don't need to see this fucking Rocha. That's a fucking mismatch, man.
Yeah. Look, guys. I think the DAZN brass, they got the memo and they learned their lesson. Have you noticed over the past year, they've been only giving big purses to the ticket sellers who can draw ratings, draw subscriptions? That's Canelo and Anthony Joshua. Everyone else has been making drips and drabs. And guys, Terrence Crawford, he's not going to do anything to drive subscriptions. Just ask BLK Prime.
Yeah.
Okay? Guys, don't expect him to sign a long-term deal with Oscar De La Hoya. If he does, boy, Oscar's got my vote right now for promoter of the year for getting him across that line.
But you also gotta, this. And what else options does he have? He ain't got a lot of options out there.
He has no more options left. He's none. He's already burned that bridge with Top Rank. Okay, PBC doesn't want to work with him without representation. BLK Prime, they weren't in any hurry to sign a return bout with Terrence Crawford because they lost their ass. This is it. This is the last chance saloon for Terrence Crawford. So going back to also on that card, guys, congratulations to Alexis Rocha. Congratulations to Oscar Colazo for getting the KO in 5 over Udell Reyes. And congratulations to Coach Ronnie's guy, Floyd Schofield Jr., for going a full 10 rounds against Alberto Mercado. He advances, though, to 13 wins. Coach, you got a chance to see a little bit of Floyd Schofield. What'd you think?
Look, there's levels to this shit, okay? He's already calling out Haney, man. He better shut his fucking mouth. He's not even on the Frank Martin level, okay? Now, you got Haney, all the top dogs up there, you know what I mean? Then below them, they got guys like Frank Martin. They got the guy Frank Martin fought. And, PBC got a lot of them. All them guys that are there to make a move. Then right below them, they got good prospects that are developing to get to that second stage, which is Top Rank got a lot of them. They got that Muratala, right? I don't know what that guy is.
Murataya, yep.
They got that Southpaw, Abdul Mason. They got Carlos Balderas. And they got maybe one other guy, okay? Keyshawn Davis. Fuck.
Yep, Keyshawn Davis. He's a blue chipper, coach.
Okay, then right below, and Keyshawn's ready to get to that. He's ambitious to get to that Frank Martin, that second tier before title shot level. That's
Indeed.
where he's at. That's where he got his sights on. Then after that, then right below, the top ranked prospects coming up, it's guys like Schofield. What's that? Yeah, Schofield. Maybe one or two more fights, and he's got to get better. He could get into that talk. Has good prospect and everything, but the key for him developing is he's got to have stability in a trainer that's going to teach him world-class skills, world-class professional skills, and the matchmaking. They got to get better opponents than that shit he fought last night, man. The guy was just there to survive. All right, he just wanted a paycheck. They're going to have to get guys. I prefer those Mexican guys that are tough and physical, durable, but limited on skill, and the guys that can't punch, the guys that are going to, make them work hard, round after round. Then you're going to see what type of skills this guy has. But as far as athleticism, you can see he's got a lot of natural raw athleticism. You can see by his body, he's physically strong. He's in good shape. I see his videos out once in a while on Instagram or whatever, and you can see he likes to train. Okay, so a guy that likes to train and dedicate himself to the sport, it's all about you get out of the sport what you put in. All right, and this kid seems like he's hungry and he likes to train and he likes to do all the hard stuff you need to do to get ready for a fight. But like I said, needs stability in this trainer, more fights, more good opponents to get him better, to get him to that Royman Muratara level or Balderas or that Keyshawn. Them guys are better than this guy. This guy's green. I can tell that right now, man. I'm just thinking them guys at that third tier are better than this kid. Yeah. So I want to see the development in him. He's 13-0 in the next 2 or 3 fights.
Yep.
To see if he can make that jump to that third tier. Not, I want to fight Devin Haney. That motherfucker. You got to understand the levels. You got to understand the levels to this shit, okay?
That's it.
Yeah. But anyway, my opinion.
That's it. Very good observation. And Brother Khalid just says right before you said it, he goes, man, did you see Kid Austin? He needs to develop a lot more before mentioning Keyshawn and Devin Haney. Just as if he read your mind, Coach. And last thing we're going to say on this is, and once again, we're going to talk about this a lot more tomorrow's episode. We're going to, because I know Coach doesn't want to talk about the politics or promoters or anything. He's an X's and O's guy. He likes to keep it in the ring. Refugio says, Oscar will put them on pay-per-view now that the Zone is doing pay-per-view. Brother, Terrence Crawford on pay-per-view? Not against Virgil Ortiz or Alexis Rocha. Those aren't going to do shit. My apologies, but pardon my French, but yeah, that'd be a bad move. Big Luke, brother Big Luke, thank you for staying up with us, the coach. He says, many years ago, I believe it was Yvon Michel had Beterbiev. And he came on the show and said, and this was, about 12 years ago, right? 11 or 12 years ago, he said the Ruski was the best prospect he'd ever seen. You remember that? I do. I'm the one who conducted the interview. Oh. And it was Eye of the Tiger Management and Camille Estefan.
Hey, did you
from Canada? Yes, I did. Not Beterbiev, no, but as manager at the time, which was Camille Estefan. Yeah, from Eye of the Tiger Management.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, that was a long time ago. Very good memory, Big Luke. Huh?
Is Camille still with them?
I don't know. I'd have to ask. I'll ask Iceman tomorrow. But yeah, so when he first came to America, it was Camille Estefan, Eye of the Tiger Management. And yes, it was on Yvon Michel cards, though. Yeah. Very good memory, Big Luke. We love you, brother. Thank you so much. Well, we're running out of time, but want to give a big shout out to my brother, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to Pound for Pound. He always does great work. Great job reporting. Thank you for being here and supporting the coach, sir.
Where's he from, Joe?
Where are you from, Pound for Pound? Coach always wants to know where you're listening. So thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Also, congratulations are in order. Thank you, Big Joseph Brown. Your Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, and they put a licking on both quarterbacks for the 49ers today. Bravo, Barry. Well done, brother. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of the Cowboys' light work. Oh, jeez. Brother Sid says this. I want Rolly Romero to fight Isak Cruz. Yes. People probably hates him as much as me and can legally beat him and retire him. I ain't got a license or his weight, but if I ever met him, I'd put some sense in him. Oh, jeez. Here it is. Hyphy says, Coach James, why are trainers allowing these fighters to switch stances constantly?
I see Crawford doing it. They figure, hey, I can do it.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Hyphy, you usually copy what you see on TV, like the Mayweather mitt work. That shit was never around until 24/7 came out, and Roger Mayweather and Floyd were doing that shit on 24/7 when he was getting ready for De La Hoya. Okay, then people started seeing it. They started copying it. Okay.
Yeah, Khalid also saw that, and he says, "Yeah, I felt like Floyd Schofield was doing way too much in that ring with bouncing and switching stances."
Yeah. All that shit ain't gonna work on a good veteran fighter. Okay, that's what he does. You can see he's got physical, God-given talent, raw. Look strong, quick hands. Look like he got pop in his punch. Athletic. Now,
yeah, sure does.
When you're talented like that, you just need a coach, a steady coach that can develop the skill sets on what it takes to be a good world-class seasoned pro. And his daddy ain't cutting it.
Yeah, I was a little taken aback when you've got a legend like Coach Ronnie there in your corner, and Floyd Sr. was in there giving him chief second instructions between the round. I was like, what the hell is that? I need to talk to Coach about that tomorrow off the record, guys. Yeah. And no, I'm not going to tell you what he says. Well, maybe. I might. It depends on what it is. Peter Von Arx, this is going to be a great one, brother. February 11th, the Saturday before the Super Bowl, Ray Vargas versus Oshaki Foster from Houston. Coming up, going to be a great scrap, and I'm going to be there live, guys, in San Antonio, Texas. Gogue, do you like this fight? Ray Vargas versus Oshaki Foster for the vacant WBC 130-pound title.
I think it's an excellent fight. Vargas has defensive lapses where he gets hit. Mm-hmm. Okay, but he's a big, tall, strong 122-pounder. uses physical advantages. Like he's 5'10", 11, long reach. He likes to fight like an aggressive Mexican fighter, which leaves him exposed, which makes him vulnerable to get hit. A guy like Foster, my guy, we fought Vargas, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. We fought him for the title. We dropped him in the 3rd or 4th round, left hook. Okay, because you watch every single one of his fights. He does have holes in his defense you can exploit. A guy like Foster with fast hands, athletic and everything. You know what I mean? If you can hit him, he better hurt this guy and take advantage of him, man. Because Vargas is he's a competitor. You know what I mean? Even if he gets hurt, if he gets hurt or even gets dropped, he's resilient. Okay, he's mentally tough. He trains in the high altitude of Mexico City. 7,000 feet. That gives him supreme condition. And I heard he likes to run the mountains over there at 10,000 feet. Dude, you get in that type of condition and you go down to sea level, man. You can handle any type of adversity because your conditioning, if you do get hurt, you do get dropped, your conditioning is going to give you the ability to snap back and recover faster, clear your head faster. And, this Foster, he might give Vargas problems with this and expose his defense, but expose the holes in his defense. But as the fight goes on, that Vargas boy, he loves to put those combinations together, man. He's over aggressive, Joe. He's over aggressive. Okay, he doesn't fight smart. He doesn't use that damn, range
to his advantage. Yeah,
to control range and distance. Okay, he's just once he'll dab, then he'll just wow. Those are a lot of punches and combinations and everything, man. But Foster, when's the last time that motherfucker fought?
Oh, Shocky Foster. Well, I tell you what, he's going to be fighting on February 11th. We can't wait. Guys, it's going to be in San Antonio, Texas, at the Alamodome. I'm going to be there at ringside. So, and Khalid says, damn, so next week is just Serrano and Baumgartner? I thought there was another card, and yes, you would be right. The Friday, the night before, February 3rd, on ESPN, is going to be the return of Emmanuel Navarrete with a layup against Liam Wilson, your 12-round main event of the evening for the vacant WBO junior lightweight title. In the co-main event, guys, Jose Pedraza versus Arnold Barboza Jr. in your 10-round co-main event at 140 pounds. That should be an excellent fight, excellent event as well. Sid says this, Coach, please comment on this. Wait, I never saw that Schofield fight, but why the hell is his dad speaking over Coach Ronnie? What the hell is his resume to even speak in Coach's presence? Some of these dads are disturbed mentally.
His dad is the biggest pain in the ass. His dad is the weak link of that team.
Yep.
He doesn't know boxing.
No.
I mean, how many fighters has he trained? Just his son? How many world-class fighters has he trained? None. No amateur national champ. Yeah. He's green. He's inexperienced. He never was a fighter, probably. So he learned everything watching YouTube, like all these motherfucker young trainers coming YouTube trainers, they call them. Yeah.
I love it. Sid, brother, thank you for always bringing the best out of the coach. I love it when Coach goes off about things like this because it has to be said. And Coach Gogue, guys, he's always going to shoot straight and he's always going to state the truth. That's what we love about the coach every Sunday. Yes, he goes, Coach Shields should be the only voice in that young man's ear. Seeing him live, it's clear his father is limiting his progression, right? Oh. There it is. There it is, guys. Want to welcome my brother Joey Chaz to Better Late Than Never, right? Thank you for always supporting the coach. He says, I wonder how PBC will make any money on pay-per-view since I'm streaming all their fights for free.
Yep.
Well, you're not alone, brother. Most people are. And yes, you're exactly right, Khalid. Okay, Oscar Valdez was supposed to fight Navarrete. Would have been a tremendous event. Yes, it would have. But now we've got Liam Wilson. So we'll just have to take what we get. But, Coach, we're at the end of the line, brother. By the way, guys, give us a vote. What do you think of his new theme song? Do you like it, or do you want me to change it back to the other one? I've got another version of it that I'm going to play at the very end here, Coach. Guys, please put in the comment section what you think about Gogue's new introduction song, right? And we'll go with whatever you guys and Gogue thinks is best. Coach Gogue, do you have any parting shots for our listening audience, sir?
No, just thank you for everybody tuning in all over the world, or England, wherever, Thailand, and all over the U.S. And we had another good, podcast today, talking about boxing and everything. Next week, Navarrete, he's got to fight, and that's going to be an easy fight. Who are the girls fighting?
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I don't talk about women's boxing.
Serrano.
Amanda Serrano, very good fighter. Once again, I don't really have comment on female boxing.
Yeah, I gotta, man, you know what I mean? You gotta give these women equal opportunity, because they train just like men. They pay the dues, they make the sacrifices, they go through the pain and hurt of getting ready for a fight. So I got nothing but respect for them, man. They take punches too, like the men. They ain't getting hit by Beterbiev, but they're getting hit. All right. So the women out there, man.
Look,
even though when I came in this fucking business, the women weren't even in the gym. They weren't even thought. I could never fathom a woman being a fighter or a coach. Okay. First time I seen a woman fight, I got my attention was Christy Martin when she was coming up. We fought on a Don King card in I think Richmond, Virginia. Terry Norris was the main event. He fought Vince Pettaway, and she was one of the co-features, and she stole the fucking show. She brought 3,000 people from West Virginia, her home state. And when I seen her work out in the gym, like 3 days before the fight, they put up a tent, they put a ring up there, some heavy bags, so the fighters, can work out before the media. And I seen her come in there, and people were coming. Her sparring partner, a guy named Jimbo, I call him. Yeah, he came. Hey, man, check her out. She's not bad, man. I spar. I said, really? So she started working the pads with her coach, her husband back then. I'm like, damn. I remember George, but all those fighters were in there, man, watching. Like Terry Norris is in there. Everybody that fought in the car. George Benton, the trainer.
Great Georgie Benton.
Yeah, we all looked at like, we were shocked, man. We were all looking at this. Damn, I ain't never seen no women throw better combinations like that and be technically sound. And that right then and there, man, I kind of like, you know what I mean? To me, she was a pioneer that opened up women's boxing. Plus, USA Amateur Boxing, establishing a women's division where these women could go to all of the tournaments and develop their skills and this and that and this and that. And you're seeing a lot of women coaches now. There, women referees. They always had women judges, but women managers or women. You start seeing a lot of women. To me, Joe, I ain't got nothing. I got, like I said, if you could put up with this shit and like what's her name, Baumgartner or Serrano? Yeah,
Alicia Baumgartner. You
gotta respect them. You know what I mean? I got to give my respect because they put
Amanda Serrano.
They pay their dues just like the guys. Okay, they put in that work. They make the sacrifices. So
I once again, I have no problem with that. And this is why I don't like to say anything positive or negative about the women. If you guys love seeing the women, hey, more power to you. I don't want to say anything that's going to dissuade or persuade you to watch that. It's a different product. If you guys like it, more power to you. If you don't, well, you're in good company. And once again, I have no problem with that. It's the women that can't sell tickets that think they should be getting paid as much as ticket sellers.
Oh, the guys say the same fucking thing, so it ain't no difference.
Exactly. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, like I said, man, I got nothing but love and respect. Girls like, what's her name? Serrano?
Amanda Serrano. Yeah.
Is she the one that beat Michaela?
Yeah, she's the one who beat Michaela Meyer. That's right.
Okay. Then they got my favorite female fighter, Estrada Sanisha. Boy, she's a whirlwind. And you know what I mean? Then they got Katie Taylor and the Gogue. What's her name?
Clarissa Shields. Yep.
And that girl she fought. That was a good fight, Joe.
That was a great fight. Savannah Marshall. Yep, that was an excellent fight.
And Katie Taylor against Serrano was a good fight.
That was an excellent fight and an excellent event. Yep.
And Bumgarner against Mare was a good fight. So, hey, man, love for them women, man. I got nothing. And to me, shit, they put the same work we do, and they get punched in the face, and they got to make weight and all that shit. I ain't got nothing but love for the women out there, man, that are fighting and everything. So
that is a very intelligent and very healthy take, Coach. Very good. And you're not the only one.
Now, Joe. I never thought about it before like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got a great mind, Coach. And once again, hey, welcome back, SSP Diving. Thank you so much for supporting the coach as well as War Week Radio. Good to see you back on her. He says Serrano, Bumgarner, Sky Nicholson, Ramla Ali.
Who was Sky Nicholson and who was
Oh, boy. I tell you what, just do this, Coach. Go on Google as soon as the show's finished and Google Eddie Hearn, Sky Nicholson. Okay? Go ahead and do that.
How about Ramala Ali? Is she another fighter?
I don't know who that is. But Sid UK says, I like how Serrano and Bumgarner look, but I don't care about women's boxing as a sport. Keith looking good, and the rest is the show. And Peter also seconds that, saying, when Ebony Bridges is weighing in, I want to be there.
Who is Ebony Bridges?
She's the one she's the blonde bomber from Australia who always attends the weigh-in with lingerie. Yep.
Hey, Joe, she gets attention, huh?
She's a bigger ticket seller than on most guys in this sport.
That's more than Beterbiev.
And John says, I still ain't watching it, brother. See, John, I knew why I loved you, man. Thank you for so much for chiming in, brother. And our brother Joe Chat says Ebony Bridges is so good to look at. You know,
I'll check her out.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, Coach.
It's better than looking at Beterbiev.
SSP Diving says Sky Nicholson and Ramla Ali are matchroom darlings, still getting favorable matchups. Yes, they're still in the 4, 6, 8 round stages.
I'll check them out.
So,
Sky Nicholson and Ramla. Okay, I'll look at them. I'll take a look.
There it is.
Thanks for
guys, and thank you. And you know, Peter, your comment didn't go unnoticed. And yes, I still love the Cheers theme, but that's for War Week Radio Chats. That's the show without Coach Gogue. But here's his second new intro. Guys, please vote on it, whether or not you like the first one or the second one better. And that's the one we're going to be rolling with. But guys, on behalf of the incomparable Coach James Gogue, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a great evening, everybody.
FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio.